December 27, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, apparently the prosecution is also ready. Who's the judge here, anyway? Mr. von Karma, your statements. Well, no opening statement, so... Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. Right, of course. A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now. Order, order. Mr. von Karma, what is the meaning of the statement just now? Must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now. Right. I call my witness, my decisive witness to the stand. It's that mysterious boat shop owner. Witness, state your profession. I am the proprietor of the restaurant Wet Noodle at Court Lake. And I also rent boats. The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct? Yep, I was. Please testify. Wait a second. Still haven't heard who this old guy is. Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet. Because I did not ask, Mr. Wright. Bah! I have predicted this trial will end in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial question and cooperate. Yeah, right. The witness will state his name. No. Well, I'm not really sure, yep. What do you mean? Mayor, I'm ready. Your Honor, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name. He can't recall, you say? Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify. Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we, witness? The night of the murder. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight, yep. I was in the restaurant, where I rent boats, as usual. Then I heard a bang, yep. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating in the lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to the shore and a man walks by my window. Very well, I'd like to begin cross-examination. There is nothing to question my witness's testimony, ergo no need for cross-examination. This one looks so super flimsy. Can't just go with that one. I get the first one. This one sounds so messed up. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Judge, your verdict now. Yes. Mr. Wright? Cross-exam. What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness. Very well, you may begin. Excuse me, Mr. von Karma? 3 minutes just passed. I see you. Well then, let's just take our time. You may cross-examine the witness. It was the night of the 24th of the... Yep, and I think today I cannot that one. I was in the restaurant where rent boats as usual. And I heard a bang. This one is interesting. Give me one data. And where did that bang seem to come from? From the lake, I figure. Are you certain? Yeah, yep. Good, continue. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. there someone in the boat? It was pretty far out there. Couldn't see clearly. But I figured there was 2 men out there, yep. You couldn't see them clearly. Yep. At the time, that is. The time. Then I heard another bang. So you heard 2 gunshots total. Yep. That's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday. But then the boat comes back to the shore and a man walks by my window. By your window? Yep, by my window. Right outside the window of my little shack. And could you see the man's face? Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him. This is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. I have a bad feeling about this one. That man was the defendant. He was saying, I can't believe he's dead. Oh, wait a second. That doesn't sound right. Are you sure? Uh-oh. Dead. That's certain, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead, as he was walking by too. Witness, are you sure the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth? It was him, that Edgeworth boy. This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt. Karma. He lured me to cross-examine so he could set me up for fail. Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. Better act quick or this trial is going to be over. Raise no objection. Your Honor, we proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun. Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun? And the photograph showing a man firing with his left hand? Exactly. That is easily explainable. He could have wiped the fingerprints after he fired. You are ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness testimony is the truth. The judge is lost in thought. What should I do? Raise an objection. It doesn't sound right. Your Honor, the witness claims that Edgeworth said, I can't believe he's dead. But his words is all we have. If we were telling a lie... Mr. Bright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof. Nick, do we have evidence? It's not good. There's nothing I can do. Are you sure? To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. Please, can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record. Enough. The witness may leave the stand. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation in the facts. What? No! This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, guilty. The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. Wait! Who was that just now? Me! Huh? What? Barry? What are you doing here? Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there in the park the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. But today I remembered it. Remembered what? The gunshot. I heard it too. Order. What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for an adjournment. One moment, Mr. von Karma. So you say you heard a gunshot? Yeah, I did. A gunshot that night. I was sitting here in the audience, listening to the testimony, then I realized something he said was different from what I remembered. Yeah, anyway, I can't just sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify. Order, order. Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. Not quite sure how to proceed. Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over. Nick, this is it. Larry's given us his one final chance at this. He's right. Only it wasn't Larry. You'd make things even worse. Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse. You're right. Okay. Your Honor, if there is another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now. A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard. What is this? I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Mr. von Kormer, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now. What? The court will adjourn for 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness. Court is adjourned. Number 27, 10:28 AM. District Court. Defendant lobby number 2. Phew. That was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth. That's been worse. You're right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. Just wonder what Larry plans to stay in there. Larry was at the lake that night? Yes. He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew to the lake. Alright. He found a balloon in the air tank that night. Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth. Huh? You say something, right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on a murder weapon? No. When he fell into the lake, I went to a dazed. I couldn't understand what had happened. Didn't think straight. And I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. I see. Right. Yeah? Might be our chance. Our chance? Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trial? Perfectly prepared witnesses, perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll make this one for all it's worth. Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15. Everything's on Larry now. God, it's the hairy butts. December 27, 10:35 AM. District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything that you saw on the night of December 24. Right, leave it to me. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. That night, I was out in a boat on the lake. I was looking for something and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back into the rental shop dock. Then just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. That was an unusually vague testimony even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared. Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go back but forward, Nick. Alright. Yeah, that's fine. That's also fine. The thing I thought, I heard this bang. But I moved it out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. And after I heard that single gunshot, yes, the single one. So you only heard one bang, correct? Yeah. Huh. Well, Nick, it was pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? I guess I should just start working on the contradictions. Sorry. I wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister. So, do we have anything? I guess it's the testimony. 2 gunshots, yeah. 2 gunshots. 1%. Wait a sec, Larry. What? You only heard 1 bang? You're sure? That's what I said. But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots at night. Huh? Were you listening? Were you paying attention to all? At all? To what they say? Yo, Nick, please. Huh? You know something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? Mr. Butts. What? You only heard 1 gunshot. Are you sure? Well, to tell the truth, I'm not sure. Huh? Not sure? How could you not be sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else. Something else. My radio, dude. With my headphones. What? Order, and stop that booing. Mr. Butts, when you were listening to the radio with your headphones. Yeah, so what? Is that a crime? I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal? Huh. Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness, nor his shoddy testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue his testimony? Give me more. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Bah, nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio. Right, leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. What Larry heard. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening to the real booming loud, like... But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. You were listening to your radio at a high volume? Yeah, what's the problem? Can a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't that a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio. That's true enough. It is difficult to believe this testimony. Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard a gunshot. Excuse me? DJ? An announcer, the guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is, when he heard a sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshots from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. Can't believe continuing this charade. Alright. Give it me. To me. It's lonely being on Christmas Eve. Yeah, that's fine. That's why I was listening to all requests. Tell me more about that one. Do you by any chance remember a name of the program you were listening to? This has nothing to do with the case, Your Honor. Objection sustained. The witness was listening to the radio, that is all we need to know. Tell us, Mr. Butts, how loud was your radio set to that night? Alright, give me that one. Real booming loud. Yeah, you know. And you had your headphones on? Yep. I wouldn't think you could hear anything going on outside at all. But I'm sure I heard a gunshot. Can you prove that? No, of course you can't. No, I can't prove it. But I remember that moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back real clear to me, you know? I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. So what was he saying? What did she say? Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what a radio DJ said to us do for us? Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I allow this question only if you see some reason why we should care. We should care. We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should. Why? Well, how do you know if we don't ask? Fine. Very well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard that gunshot? Just when she said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," I heard a gunshot. You fucking with me. So that one was before. Are you sure? Of course I am. She had this real sexy voice. Maybe Von Kammer was right, I'm not sure how that helped us at all. This is the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard. But there is one gleaming ray of hope there. I've got to press it until we get to the bottom of what happened. So... Wait a second. Can I just do the same? I heard two sounds like gunshots just after midnight. Wait a second. Larry, are you absolutely sure what you are saying is correct? Huh? What's with the face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare that easily. Is something the matter, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," when he heard the gunshot. Indeed, and almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what that means? When he heard a gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case, yes. But the contradiction, the two testimonies we have heard so far, Your Honor, both Miss Hart and the old man said it was after midnight when they heard the gunshots. In other words, when they heard the gunshots, it was already Christmas. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Order. What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, the witness says he heard gunshots before midnight. Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious. What? Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butts' claim he heard a gunshot before midnight? Larry's right. Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim. Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight. I have. Witness. Wait a second, I have the empty one. Where is it? There. Look at this photograph. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24, 11:50 p.m. Oh, But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Correct. There were a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then where does that leave us? Ms. Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor. It is the fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them. That's practically half an hour. Other things could happen in there. Why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge. The camera was set to respond to loud noises, yes. And there is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why the witness could have sneezed triggering the camera? Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear. Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 p.m. was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court the evidence if you have any. Yikes. Do I have any witness? Evidence? Sometime shot from a pretty meter. A taller article about what's in that one. I'm pretty stunned. Gotta be honest. So the DL6 stuff isn't relevant currently. That's a metal detector. So, fired 3 times. This is my evidence. The murder weapon? Something about his pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both the witness who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When then was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. The 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Order. It would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen the night on that lake. Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you, why? I had better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes? What's wrong, Nick? I have it. Huh? Remember the case with the steel samurai? Huh? Yeah, of course I remember. The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case. What do you mean? Maya. Yes. If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch and I'm going to run with it. Right, I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright. The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? So you finally realize the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself. Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting. Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of murder, 1 boat was on the lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on the boat. I admit, it is hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The test timestamps on the photo says 00:15, but Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot in the lake. It's the only way that Edgeworth could be innocent. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the two men on the boat are. Edgeworth and the murderer, would I say? Would that make sense? Yeah, that would make sense. Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth. What? Are you serious? Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make out of this. Ludicrous. Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then. The murderer's name, right? It's... I don't know. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. You don't know? Bah, again you waste my time. I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, the old man. At 11:50 he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I just suggest that the real scene of this crime was not on the boat? What? Well then, where did the murder take place? Told the judge. Where? Yeah. Here, of course. The boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing. You have proved that the boat shop was the scene of the crime. Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night, he was out on the lake in a boat, searching for something. He finds it and returns to the boat. Just then, as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at that time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where could that be if he had just returned to a boat? The boat shop? Mr. Wright, what happened that night on board Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, are you sure about this? Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. Oh my gosh! That's the inspiration that created Danganronpa. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. This was around 11:50, and was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake. Then, who fired a pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright? The boat shop caretaker. Of course it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Wait a minute. Yes? Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone? Details. Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations and is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice. To create a witness. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then... the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol on the boat behind him. See, to someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls in place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop, and then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on the Gourd Lake. Bailiff, bring out a witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. And do away with that hairy butts. Very well, while we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant Miles Edgeworth a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said. Yes. Well, why did you go to the lake that night? What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss. Something important? I'm sorry, I can't say what it is. Your Honor, sir. Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What? Well, what should I do? Find him quickly. We cannot allow him to get away. Mr. von Kalmar, your witness has disappeared. A search warrant has already been issued. It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow to find a day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become more important to this trial. I want him and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned. December 27, 1:22 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Yeah, Nick, you did it. Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict. And what about Larry? That was something else. Even von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out. Yeah, sure. Once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our case weren't just so down the wire all the time. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients. Hey, Edgeworth. Mr. von Edgeworth? Did you say something? Look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile, just a little. Relax. Sorry. I fear it's not over for me yet. What do you mean? Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now. I don't know whether or not to tell you. Edgeworth? No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you, to get it off my chest, but... can't make up my own. What is this about, Edgeworth? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. Crime you committed? Memory of a murder. You gotta be kidding me. Well, gotta join in it and gotta break off the episode here. Yeah, I'm kinda sorry to leave you hanging here. Oh, and I also forgot my intro. Well, I've been Gloomy. I hope you have a nice day, and we'll see each other tomorrow. Bye bye.